Hello the people around the world, this is bloody March 17th, 2022. We're gonna discuss what the hell is going on in Ukraine, and the hell it is. It is a carnage, it is a modern barbarism, and a full-scale military aggression of armed forces of Russian Federation against independent Ukraine. This operation, which Putin calls a peacekeeping operation, started 4:30 a.m. early in the morning on February 24th, and we're currently into the third week of this peacekeeping operation. Wow. So, why Ukraine is so important? Ukraine is the largest country upon the European continent, connecting north and south, west and east, and with its territory of more than 600 square kilometers. It's the largest farming land in the entire world. Some people say 30% of the world's stock of the black soils are concentrated in Ukraine. Now we are the world's breadbasket, potentially feeding billions of people around the world in the future. Finally, some people say hottest women live in Ukraine. Now, why Ukraine is so important for Moscow? Apart from the three above mentioned reasons, which is human resource, massive farming, and its geographical position, there must be some other issues, and there are some other issues. This is our common history. So Ukraine and today's Russia share in the past the heritage of the Kievan Rus. Kiev is a father city which is about 1600 years old, whereas Moscow used to be a small town north of Kiev. And when in the 1240 the Mongols destroyed Kiev, small town of Moscow signed a separate secret treaty to the Golden Horde of Mongols. After some centuries we changed places. Kiev rolled down into a provincial status, whereas Moscow grew into an empire. Now they want to steal our glorious history, and they want to call themselves Russians, stealing the name from the times of the Kievan Rus, whereas we call them Moskali, the Moscovians, and today we call them the Orcs. Now, do I think Putin is a killer? We all do, but is Putin like the root of all evil? I don't think so. There have been numerous and continuous wars between Kiev and Moscow in our history, like 1169, 1709, 1918, and then finally 2003 to the present day. So to me, it looks like Putin is just another head of the Hydra. But then where's the root of all that evil for us? Bingo! Looks like Kremlin. Alright, haven't heard much about Ukraine before. People around the world, now you heard about Ukraine. I bet some of you would be like, Uruguay, Uganda, Ukraine, where the heck is that Ukraine? Now you do know where is Ukraine. Unfortunately for us, just because of this ongoing aggression. But you also, I bet, heard about Antonov 225, the world's largest cargo aircraft, banned by the Russian army 2 weeks ago here in Kiev. You also heard about Chernobyl disaster. You also heard about the heavyweight champs, Klitschko brothers, and many other things. Yes, this all is Ukraine, but the fact that Ukraine remained kind of little unfamous throughout the centuries is the state policy of our enemy, Moscow. They sort of call themselves Big Brother, whereas we remained Malorossia, or Small Russia in translation. So we were denied of our right for sovereignty and independence throughout the centuries. Now, is this a big war? Definitely yes. This is a massive regional war in Central Europe. This is the largest military conflict in Europe after 1945. Right now, it involves about 140 million Russians, 45 million Ukrainians, and on top of this all, about 10 million Belarusians. Who's gonna win in this war? This is like a very, very hard question. There are gonna be two options. Option number one, it all remains conventional warfare. then with some time going on, after years, the West will destroy Russia by its sanctions, and then also the light will destroy darkness. But then unfortunately for us, there is second option. If that guy goes completely nuts, option number 2 is gonna be nuclear war. Then unfortunately for us, the whole world can collapse. Our tough question number 2, is this World War III? No, this is World War IV. Sad but true. World War III had been the war between the Soviet Union bloc and the collective West. Now we're in the beginning of the World War IV. Let's pray it's not going to grow into a nuclear war. And the West has no right to step back. All of these troubles are happening to us just because there is one man who badly wants to come into the history. Here we go with another tough question. So this is a sad information. How many people have died here in Ukraine the last 3 weeks? We have some official reports from the Ukraine government, which says, reportedly, there are 14,000 Russian militaries who were killed during the Ukraine combat, or more. And we do know about at least 2,000 civilians who were killed by the Russian fire and severe shellings. But there are people who say this can be 10,000, 20,000, or even more. Now, our final question. How big is the economic damage inflicted to Ukraine economy so far? Denis Shmyhal, the Prime Minister of Ukraine, mentioned 700 billion American dollars a few days ago. We can expect that number growing up considerably as Russia continues shelling Ukraine as it does today. Press like, leave your comments. Leave your questions in the comments. Some of your questions will get answered by me later on, and God bless you.